too. Mm-hmm. That's a big one.
It is PCT day 60. We're at, oh boy, 689, I think this morning. Yeah, 689 point something, 32. We left, so we had about 13 miles into Kennedy Meadows. We are about halfway done after one refill of water at a water source and one just break in the shade because once again it is insanely hot today. Have I mentioned I'm super glad to be getting out of the desert because super glad. Not that it's magically just going to suddenly not be hot, but we are going to be gaining elevation, so that should help. And readily available water sources like rivers and streams. Oh, it's going to be glorious. So anyway, we got about 6 miles. We're just going to keep hopping from shady spot to shady spot, little 2 mile increments because it's just too hot for us to do it any other way. But we are going to get to Kennedy Meadows today. We are going to get to the 700 mile mark. Woo! And food and hopefully milkshakes and cold drinks and shade. So Oh, I see water. Oh yeah. We gotta find a way down there. It is so hot. I have found the way. We haven't seen flowing water like this since Mission Creek, maybe? And that was, I don't know, like at 200 miles something? We hung out at the river you saw. That was nice. Soaked our feet for a minute. The shade was not very kind. It disappeared very quickly. So we moved along. We did another 2 miles, I think, and then stopped here under this big shade tree. I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit. I think we still have like 2 point something, almost 3 miles left into Kennedy Meadows, so yay for cold drinks. Our water is all like hot now. Well, not hot, but like more than lukewarm. It is warm water in all our bottles, so that's not very fun, but you gotta drink to live, so we drink. But it is, I gotta say, these last 3 days have to be the hottest we've had on trail, and I just feel so bad for anyone that's still behind us doing desert section, because it's just brutal. So yeah, hanging out here, waiting for Dad to catch up. And we'll take a long break here and then decide if we want to divide the last 3 miles into 2 little sections or if we want to push on through. There is a little hike into Kennedy Meadows itself too, so but we should be like less than a mile away from the actual 700 mark, because Kennedy Meadows is actually the branch off is actually at like 702.2, I think. So yeah, we'll actually hit the actual 700 miles. Not too far down the trail. We must be like a mile or a half a mile away. So, yay! It'd be easier to be more excited if it wasn't so darn hot all the time. So, anyway, I'll talk to you down trail. 700, yay! 700 again. Yay! It's too hot for happiness.
Sure looks like desert to me.
Hasn't changed. I want to rip off, or I want a refund. What a rip off. I see the sign.
It's a hard state to use so far.
Yeah, I bet it is.
This guy will take our picture.
Yeah, I'll try from here.
No, I mean this guy right here. Can I take your picture for you? We'll take yours too if you want. Whew. How's your day going?
Not bad at all.
Oh, let me flip the viewfinder. Just that big button there.
Sweet.
Side you want,
Doesn't matter. Sweet.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
You know this means you get to skip you in the burger line now, right?
Is that how it works? That's okay. As long as we're first in the soda line.
Yeah, I
hope there's no line for either of them.
Right? It's too hot to live. We just got triple crown burger. Okay, been a while since I talked. It is the end of PCT day 60, an insanely eventful day. We're at mile, or left the PCT at mile 702.2 and hiked into Kennedy Meadows and the general store. I think you saw that part. Got some cold drinks at the general store. They weren't serving any food at the time, so we waited for the shuttle to come at 4 o'clock that takes you down to Grumpy Bear's retreat, and they have a bar there where they serve food. So we got massively huge burgers, triple crown burgers, super good, and drinks down there. And then we decided, because it's free, to camp here at Grumpy Bear's. I'll show you. They got this cool lighted pathway. Down there's the bar, and then if you follow it out back here, it's still a work in progress, but there's tent sites all up in here. That's all free to camp. I assume once they kind of finish it off, they'll charge, but it'd be worth it if they did. They got a real nice area started and going. They've got some big, huge canvas tents you can camp into if you don't want to set up your tent. So we're set up down there, so that's really cool. It's free. The showers are free. The laundry's free, which is nice. We haven't partook in that until I don't know. We haven't done that until tomorrow. We probably will. We haven't decided yet if we're going to hike out tomorrow or take a full zero. There's breakfast here in the morning. It's supposed to be really cheap and really good and really big. So we're going to do that in the morning. Trying to think what else. Oh, the Wi-Fi. So there's Wi-Fi here, but that does cost. But it's I think it's like $10 for 24 hours. And then there's like different rates to an hour for like $2 or 6 hours for like $5 or something like that. But considering everything else is free, I don't think you can call out with the Wi-Fi, but you can access Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all your apps and stuff. So probably do that for the 24-hour period. Just could be nice to have some kind of service. I'm not sure if you can Skype or Facebook Messenger. I'm gonna try to do that with the fam tomorrow if it'll let me. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else. Oh, super crazy story. I don't know that this will mean a lot to everyone, but we got our Oregon duck hats. I think I showed you guys. Switched out of our sun hats, which might have been a mistake because of how much hotter they are. They definitely breathe even worse than our sun hats did. So either that or the days have just been I've been a lot more hot, basically. So we're not sure which one it is, but it could be the hats. So that might have been somewhat of a mistake. We don't know. But the crazy thing is, we were wearing our duck hats and we ran into a group of guys that call themselves the Oregon Boys. And they saw us and they said, go Ducks, and where are you guys from in Oregon, and blah, blah, blah. And we got to talking with them, and we saw them on and off for the next, I think, 3 days, today included. And I think the second time we saw him, one of the guys was updating us on the Duck baseball scores. And then he said something about, I'd love to get your guys' name or take your pictures because I'm writing a book about this. And he had mentioned before that he when he asked Dad, or asked what we did for work, and he had mentioned before that he used to write for the Register Guard. And so I told Dad, like, I think that's Bob Welch. And I don't know if anyone who watches this knows, but he's a writer for the Register Guard, columnist, and I think he's done a book or maybe 2 about the PCT. And so that's why I joked to Dad. I said, I think that's Bob Welch. And I was like, no. He's like, that's not what Bob Welch looks like, or he's not old enough, or something like that. So anyway, we get into Kennedy Meadows today, and they'd already passed us early this morning at like 5. That group of guys, the Oregon Boys, walked past us, and got into Kennedy Meadows before us. And we saw them at Grumpy Bears at the bar, and Dad said, hey, there you guys are, blah, blah, blah. Started talking to him a little bit, and we sat down at the bar and ordered our food. A few minutes went by, and Dad saw the guy get up who'd been talking to him, go over the bar and pay for our food for us. And then he walked over, was like, you don't need to do that. I was like, oh, yes, I do. Guys from Oregon and father and son, I want to support you guys in any way I can. I just think it's awesome that you're out here. And Dad said, well, I'd like to, out here it's all fist bumps. I'd like to shake your hand and thank you for it. And, what's your actual name or whatever? And the guy's like, well, Bob. And my dad's like, my son said the first time we met that you're Bob Welch, but are you? And he's like, oh, yeah, sure enough, it is Bob Welch. And to us, that means something. We've read his articles in the Register Guard, and he's a Duck fan and from Oregon. So it was just super cool that, and he's been doing the PCT, I think, over 11 years in all these different sections. I think it's with his brother-in-law, and they have this section, and I think they just finished. So it's like we finished Kennedy Meadows the same day as Bob Welch did, and that's just super cool. We hung out with him tonight and talked, and that was super cool. He's a really nice guy, and they have a small section left in Washington to do, and they complete like an 11-year journey to do the whole thing, which is just amazing. And they've been super encouraging to Dad about how much he's done all at once at his age, and just super encouraging about there's nothing wrong with doing this in sections if that's what you guys decide to do. Like, look at them, they've done it in sections over years. So I don't know if me and Dad will ever come back and do any more of it, but it's super cool to have that encouragement and to have someone else say, like, you're doing fantastic and there's nothing wrong with doing it in sections. So anyway, crazy busy day. Hopefully it's not too dark. I'll show you the view. So anyway, it's a beautiful night. It's cooled off really nice. Don't know what the plan is for tomorrow. Definitely going to at least get breakfast, and then we have to look into bear barrels and planning resupply and all that stuff. So I don't know if we're gonna stay another full day here and take a full 0 and hike out. I know we definitely want to leave here when we do, either early in the morning or late at night, to avoid the heat until we get to higher elevations. But We were talking to the Oregon boys tonight about the Sierras, and it was real encouraging, the stuff they had to say about it's just so beautiful that you won't mind the ups and downs, and water carriers are a thing of the past, and the heat won't be as bad. So all that's really encouraging. So thanks for watching. Sorry for a funky split up video today, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.